What's up guys, it's Dwayne, back again for another video, back again for the reaction. Today's a great, wonderful, amazing, incredible, delicious day. And you know why? Because it's a Germany day. Munich versus Berlin as a foreigner. Without further ado, let's get into this reaction. Let's go.
From Nepal.
English and German.
From Indonesia.
I'm from India.
Munich. From the Netherlands.
I'm half German, half Spanish.
Greece.
Half German, half Spanish. That's a nice mix.
From Tunisia.
I'm from Istanbul, Turkey.
Peru.
From Greece, actually. I'm from Aschaffenburg.
Vietnam.
What do you think of the Berliners?
Wow. First of all, Germany is very multicultural. Wherever he is filming from in Germany, I'm guessing, it's very multicultural. I wonder what city he's in. Interesting.
Istanbul, Turkey.
Peru.
From Greece, actually. I'm from Aschaffenburg.
Vietnam.
What do you think of the Berliners? The Bavarian people in Munich, what do you think of them? Do you want an honest answer? Go for it, yeah.
Yes, I would like to know. Because guys, we've had a lot of people, the last 4 videos, is it 3? 4 videos, where I did Northern Germany, Southern Germany, West, East, and there's been a lot of people in the comments section arguing amongst themselves as to which area is the best, which area has the most culture, which area is a place to visit, the place to be. So this video, obviously it's not all the areas, obviously we're missing the north, we're missing the east, but this is comparing the west to the south. So let's see if you guys are correct in the comment section and see which city wins. Because I know there's a lot of people that said Munich is the place, and a lot of people said Berlin is. So let's see what the people, the international people living there, has to say. Let's say.
As you can see, I'm in Berlin, also in Munich. 2 of the biggest international cities in Germany. But how do foreigners feel about living here?
Had little experience with the what do you call the physical part of Munich, but I have been working with a lot of people from Munich, and I find them a little too snobby for Berliners. Yeah.
It's a
Wow, snobby. Is that true, guys? Let me know in the comment section below. It's not a good start for Munich, is it? But let's hear from this guy, this international person that lives in Munich.
Really different,
right.
Because you can hear it in the accent, in the language. Like we have learned German in school in the Netherlands, but that's really with no accent. So we can understand when we are in Berlin, we can understand, oh, you're talking about that. But if we come here, so we are here for a couple days now.
Yeah.
It's really hard to understand what they say because they talk really, really dark and
Wow.
Like inside their mouth.
yeah, that.
You know what I mean?
Berlin is not really.
So Berlin accent's easier to understand for people learning German outside of Germany.
Germany has a different culture to the rest of Germany, whereas Munich is quite German. I think it's more conservative.
Heard a lot of things about it. Like the biggest thing for a lot of tourists and people that are there is the nightlife. It's apparently really good, out of this world. But other than that, I've just heard that it's very international, just very big. Like you actually mentioned, it was kind of like the New York, the European New York.
You don't get to speak German.
This city. So you don't get to speak German. You're saying a lot of people in Berlin speak English.
Feels like it's more a German city and not a multicultural city like Berlin, because Berlin has many international students also people that come from abroad to work there. And this city has more citizens that are like German, so it feels more like we are in a German country and not in a multicultural country.
Right.
But also Munich is multicultural, not in the same tier as Berlin.
I think Berlin's.
So he's saying that Munich is multicultural, but it's just not as multicultural and it has more of the German feel. Right, so I'm going to equate it to somewhere outside of London then, like a big city outside of London rather than London itself. Berlin's probably more Londonish, very international. Probably not like anywhere else in Germany, right? Berlin if it's anything like London, because London isn't like anywhere else in the UK. To a lot of people outside of London, actually, London doesn't even feel like the UK. Even though we have the freaking royal family in London, it doesn't feel the same as the rest of the UK. So maybe that's what Berlin's like. I'm getting a feel. Okay.
Way more relaxed.
Yeah.
Munich is, I don't know, like I'm I've never been there like many times, but Munich is like the Italian version of Germany, I think. Like people like dress up nicely. Everything seems like so tourist oriented, fancy. Rude people a little bit, but Berlin is like I think it's the
people.
best word to explain, like more relaxed, way more relaxed.
Right. So Munich is basically, this is the brush. It's being painted as being a bit more conservative, a bit more stiff, a bit more maybe snobbish. Maybe we're better than everyone else. But as we know, that's not the full story. It's not the full story. We need to get both sides. And I feel Munich has more to offer than just being upper class maybe, or snobbish, or a bit prim and proper. I feel like there's more to Munich. So let's keep going.
I think Berlin is more like art, crazy people who are using drugs, and more free lifestyle and stuff. But in my opinion, Munich is more like chill. Everyone has jobs to do and stuff, and we don't see that much of people who are scheming all around and following you or whatsoever.
Right. Okay. She said basically Berlin is a party town and they don't really work. Berliners don't work. All they do is take drugs and party. Follow people, weird people. Interesting. And she says in Munich we don't have time for that. We work. So already that sounds very yeah. That's why Berliners call Munich people snobby, and then Munich people are like, oh, they're scabby Berlin. All they do is party. It's not a place you'd want to live. Interesting. Oh, she's from England. Oh, okay. I'm excited about this one. She's from England, so let's see what she has to say. Obviously, I'm from England, so we'll see how she interprets that.
Scheming all around and following you or whatsoever.
Munich seems more of a clean type of, city, just got everything sorted out. They kind of know what they're doing more. They're more focused in the ways. And then Berlin has more like allows space for more creativity, more music scenes, more kind of cool vibes of like where you can be inspired more. So I would say Berlin is cooler for me because you get inspiration from here always. Greece?
Interesting. She's from England. She's also from London. I can hear it in her accent. So Berlin would translate very well to someone from the south of England, someone from London, because they sound quite similar. Yeah. She's saying Berlin's more free. Munich is a bit more conservative, a bit more work-orientated and serious. And she's more of an artsy type, so she enjoys Berlin. Interesting.
Is completely different to Germany. And then I moved here and actually got really depressed for almost a year or so. And then I visited Berlin, and Berlin was like so vibrant and colorful. And I thought, it's amazing. I see myself moving here and everything. And then I came back to Munich. It was a short trip. I got used to Munich as well, and then I also made friends, and you just get used to Bavaria. And now it's two different cultures. I actually don't see myself living in Berlin anymore.
Like München is like on the point, very professional German BMW guys, and if you come to Berlin, BMW gets replaced with a lot of other things. You have a lot of hipsters and everything, and you see this Prenzlauer Berg area. It's culturally, I think, very different as compared to Munich. One of my friends is from Munich, and he says that sometimes what you can do in Berlin and Hamburg, you can't really do out in Munich. I don't know what, but he says it's just like that.
He said, I don't know what. I've heard a lot of things about Berlin. I've heard a lot of extracurricular activity going on in Berlin, if you get my drift. So, yeah, I know what his friend means. His friend's saying there's a lot of things, wink, wink, that you can do in Berlin that you cannot do in Munich. I get it. Okay.
I guess it really depends what you're into, really. But for me,
England.
I vibe with Berlin. I vibe with the energy. I think it's very needed. But there is also a time
like
for
a
you know that
vibe.
Munich vibe. You know, because sometimes you just want to like disconnect from everything and just like get into a place of like, I don't know. I feel Berlin is crazy. It's wild, but we need that. It's what art is all about. It needs to be truthful. So yeah,
It's more.
So yeah, he looks artistic. Like maybe he's into music. He had like some expensive Apple headphones on. He looked quite alternative. The way he's dressed, expressive. So that's what Berlin is. If you're an expressive, artistic person, maybe it's for you. So as it pertains to me, because I'm watching this with you guys, I feel like I like both cities because there are two sides to me, right? So there's the artistic side. I'm a YouTuber. I make YouTube videos. I love music. I create music. I actually write songs. So that's that side. I feel like the Berlin artsiness would appeal to me. However, I am also from a city outside of London where it's a bit more quiet. I'm from Yorkshire. I'm from more of the countryside. I'm into a little bit of a quieter life in my personal life. So that's why I feel like I would lean more towards Munich. So far, it's 50-50 for me. I haven't actually picked victorious winner to sort of like somewhere I could see myself living. I haven't seen that yet. So we'll keep watching. Let's see.
Influence of Austria here. Like you can see higher buildings in Berlin also, but not very decorated. Like when you walk over there, you can see many decorated things, higher buildings, higher churches, and in Berlin, yeah, everything is built up from the ground. Like, oh wow, this is it. Oh right, it's more artish.
I think that Munich is much safer than Berlin, and it's actually a smaller city, which is it makes it easier to live here.
Right, it's safer. That's a massive tick. You know, you don't want to live somewhere where you don't feel safe. I don't know how unsafe Berlin is, and I don't know if it's as unsafe as London. London's pretty unsafe as well, like especially if you basically with cities like London, Berlin, New York, these big Paris, even these big capital cities, you need to know where to go and where not to go, where to be and where not to be, what time to be outside and what time not to be outside, because these big cities will swallow you up if you're not streetwise. So because I've lived in London, I lived in London for 2 years, I think I'd be able to survive Berlin. But would I want to live there long term? I don't know. I like a quiet life as well as a exciting life. So
in Berlin, the life here is fast. I am from Kathmandu. It's the capital of my country. So as being a capital kid, I love capitals.
Berlin is a fun city and it's quite edgy. And I've never been to Munich, but I don't think it has that.
I would prefer Munich too. I think Munich provides you both education and that nightlife if you want it. There are also lots of cultural activities, and I also like the posh lifestyle that Munich has, like having clean streets and and also lots of people focus on their studies, which was really important for me because I'm studying here, and it is my first thing to do. So I just loved it here.
She said posh lifestyle, so opulence, beauty, architecture, clean streets, the feeling of it. And I guess if you're studying, you want to be in that type of environment, right? I'm guessing if you're like a business person as well, you might want to be in Munich as well, if you can run your business out of Munich. I guess there's an air of, and I've noticed as well, the people in Munich, the way their stance, the way they hold themselves is very like back straight, very like Yes, yes. I live in Munich. You know, whereas the Berliners are a bit more like, yeah, like, yeah, just like very like chill, artsy. Yeah, I can just see the difference already. I'm painting a picture so that I'm getting a clearer view now.